greetings from Sonoma County. How are you doing today? Safe? Home? A little bored? Gone through everything that you ever had to watch and did it twice and you're done with Netflix and for crying out loud, what are you doing? Well, I'm here to give you some suggestions for rock music videos to enjoy. Maybe you've seen them before, maybe you haven't. Doesn't matter. They're all good quality rock and roll videos. We're starting with, could you guess? No spoilers here. I'm going to give you moments. Do, 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 do. Have you got it yet? Do you think you have it? Do you have it? Is it this? This is Spinal Tap. Yes, it's a VHS copy. Do I need to say really much more about this movie? Well, if you've never seen the movie, maybe I do. Spinal Tap, Rob Reiner's masterpiece of the band that had some success. They had some fame, you know. They were from the England side of the pond, so they said anyway. And they had some quirks. Nigel Tufnell, guitarist, needed his amp to be stronger. He wanted things to be louder, so he went from 10 to 11. It was a big interview in the movie, and we all probably have heard of 11 in some form or another. There's even products named after it. And then, of course, we had Derek Smalls, the bass player, also known as Harry Shearer, who he does a ton of stuff, including being on The Simpsons. I just remember the airport scene, and he had a cucumber wrapped in foil that got him in trouble. Anyway, this is Spinal Tap, a movie that if you've watched it, it's a total rewatchability, man. And if for some reason you'd never have, it's streaming everywhere. I went to try to get an actual DVD copy for us since we've got the VHS, and we have one place we can watch it on, but it's not the highest quality. But in looking it up, oh boy, howdy, it's streaming everywhere. So this is Spinal Tap. Do yourself a favor, have some fun. Speaking of fun, Electric Apricot or Apricot. Your pick, The Quest for Festeroo, the Brainchild movie from Les Claypool, of course, Primus being Les Claypool's brainchild, bass player. Everybody knows Primus, for crying out loud. But did you know that he did this film, Electric Apricot? A tribute-ish to jam bands, kind of, yeah. Pretty darn funny. Maybe you want to have a little drink when you're watching it. Maybe you want to have a little smoke when you're watching it. Just to enhance the ridiculous nature of this. It truly is ridiculous. And because my husband is a drummer, the one thing that I remember the most from this film is Les getting ready for a recording session, and he's tuning his drums, and he's using a piano for a tuner, and he's using a level, and good Lord, it's fun. Fun. Okay, so we'll bring it back down. You want to rock out instead. You want to get that Metallica metal feel from Finland by cellos. Then this is something you want to check out. Let's see if we can get that. Yes, if we tilt it like that. Apocalyptica Live. This is a quartet from Finland. They are cello classically trained. They've toured doing all Metallica covers, and it's quite amazing. Got to see them live in Oakland a couple years ago, and it was a phenomenal show. This particular DVD has live performances. They do have their own originals, but they also have Metallica here. We also have videos that are produced, videos which include Enter Sandman and The Unforgiven. Nothing Else Matters. If you like to watch people swing their hair while they are nailing Metallica and other metal rock sounds with cellos, this is so for you. Apocalyptica Live. Check it out. It'll blow your mind, man. It'll blow your mind. Okay, back to fun and irreverence in rock and roll music. Rock, 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 rock and roll high school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the Ramones. Actually, Ramones. You know, I've referred to that band as the Ramones as a DJ for so long, and then I realized it's always been Ramones. Well, Ramones and Ms. Riv Randall doing their thing. High school was a drag, right? Or it is a drag. Maybe you're in high school now, but you don't have to go to high school right now. But still, it's a drag. Well, you know, if you have Ramones and Riff Randall being a DJ, really pushing the Ramones, but you also have a principal who is an absolute Nazi. I mean, really, she's really very close to being a Nazi. You end up with a really wonderful cocktail for explosive fun, especially at the end. Very explosive fun. And you get Ramones, live performances from Ramones. So, Rock and Roll High School, check it out, or maybe just check it out again, because, you know, everybody needs some fun. Now we're going back to a little bit more music and something that's a little bit more, I guess, ethereal, you could say, because there are a lot of montages. What I have here is Prince, Sign of the Times. It's an incredible movie. It really is a movie. Sheila E. is featured, of course, and this period of time is past the revolution, but we do get Little Red Corvette, you got the look, Sign of the Times, of course, Housequake, and The Cross, which I happen to really love that song. I know a lot of people do. I'm not terribly religious, but there's something very moving about that song. And the vignettes between some live performance and then some more stage performance, really, really wonderful. Sign of the Times, Prince, check it out, especially if you're a Prince fan and somehow missed it. And if you're not a Prince fan, it's kind of a good place to start. Maybe even better than Purple Rain, because you're getting a lot of performance. Speaking of a lot of performance, here comes a DVD from a band that is lesser known. They are the Wonder Stuff. I have mentioned them before. This is Welcome to the Cheap Seats Rockumentary. Wonder Stuff had popularity in the United States briefly in the late 80s, early 90s with their album Welcome to the Cheap Seats. They also had a single off a release prior to that called Hup, called Radio Ass Kiss. Size of a Cow was getting airplay in the States. Caught in My Shadow was. But they really didn't get a lot of legs here. If you're overseas in Europe, where I am not, you're probably more familiar with the Wonder Stuff because they're known and they are still going. This particular DVD is wonderful because it has a combination of produced videos that are just absolutely adorable. They're really, really wonderful videos. This period of time, they called themselves, they kind of turned into a cartoon band, going from a very irreverent, poppy, punky, to this more kind of pop band, but it's really wonderful music, and the live performances are great. Interview segments, just other little vignettes, and then there's the little bonus material on this with a bunch of appalling videos from the early days of the Wonder Stuff when they didn't have a big budget and couldn't make pretty videos like on the primary part of this disc. Welcome to the Cheap Seats, the Wonder Stuff. Again, they're still going. They're a fabulous band, and they will make you smile. If you need music that lifts you up, I highly recommend the Wonder Stuff. And now we're going to switch gears. If you want music that brings you up in a different way, music with teeth, music with fire, music with a lot of weird props, and a lot of German, you know it's coming. Come on, if you've watched any of my channel at all yet, you know this is coming. So here it is. Rammstein Volker Ball. This DVD set, it's a DVD set. These guys put together, just the most beautiful packaging and the most beautiful produced. Their albums are wonderful, but this particular set has 2 DVDs and a CD. The primary DVD is concert footage, one full concert from Nîmes in France, and that's an outdoor concert. But what I first saw after this was handed to me at the radio station I was working at the time, I had him confused with another band, so I did not expect what came on the television screen when I put the DVD on, which the song was Mind Tile, which is my part. It's from the Japanese performance part of this DVD. And here comes the lead singer in this butcher outfit with a chef's hat and a huge butcher knife of a microphone, and he's got a sharpener and the soup pot, and here's the keyboard player who's in the soup pot. And later on in the song, here comes a flamethrower. And he's shooting it at the soup pot, and oh, for crying out loud. I was hooked right then and there. One song, German, fire, crazy stuff, and that was one song. And then I went and watched the performance from England, which they have, which I believe was 3 different songs, and then the full performance, and just was blown away. And I happen to have German heritage, so it really touched that part of my soul. But if you like metal, they call themselves Tanz metal, or many refer to them as that, which is dance metal. So it's not metal to the degree of all guitar. We've got the keyboard player, Flaka, who brings a lot to this crazy pyro, amazing party. Highly recommend Volker Ball. I've said enough. Rammstein, you're going to hear about them again. It's the way it is. They're great. Last DVD for this segment, and I saved this for last because it's just a classic, and it took a while for it to come back out on DVD. There was a dispute between artists and labels, and it was a mess. And this DVD took a while to finally become a DVD again. Erg, A Music War. And effectively, if you're not familiar with this, it is a beautiful snapshot of the 80s in England, and then primarily LA. And we have, well, not completely LA, now that I think of it, because Per Ubu is on the album. You get the Cramps, you get the Police, Devo, the Go-Go's, Klaus Nomi, XTC. It's just an amazing snapshot at that period of time. Definitely we got the new wave thing going. I mean, we got Gary Newman doing Cars, and he's in a little car driving around. It's ridiculous. It's wonderful. Erg, A Music War. It'll make you feel good. And that's pretty much what all these DVDs, recordings, whatever you want to call them, why I pick them, because they all, in their different ways, will make you feel good. And I have an honorable mention for one that didn't get a chance to watch yet. We're going to be watching it, and that's Ray Charles in France from 1961. I love Ray Charles. My dad was way into Ray Charles, so he turned me on to him long, long ago. And this has some of your, what I say, Sticks and Stones, Let the Good Times Roll. It's got just classic Ray Charles. So there's another feel-good DVD for you, music-wise. Thought that might be appreciated. If you have any comments about DVDs and music performances that you really love and would like to share with others, do so in the comments below. If you're enjoying my station and enjoy these little videos of suggestions for things to do, feel free to subscribe. If you want to, you can subscribe. That would be really cool. I'd love it a lot. It'd be just so wonderful. Oh my God, I'd be so happy. Okay, I can't do that. That was just... I had to try. I had to try to be one of those ridiculous people on YouTube that just was too emotional, but I couldn't do it. I only can do that about music. But hey, if you would like to subscribe, I'd love it. Love to have you join me for this ride on the Andrea Doria. That's me. But the Andrea Doria also was a cruise liner, and we're taking a sail at sea from home because, of course, nobody wants to be on a cruise liner right now, and especially not the Andrea Doria because it's at the bottom of the ocean. So stay safe. Make sure you got your toilet paper. Little anecdote for you. There was a mom on Nextdoor in our neighborhood who posted a lovely little ditty about toilet paper. and implored the friends of her teenage daughter to come over any time to TP their house. It would be more than welcome. With that, I'll leave you. You have a wonderful, whatever you're doing, enjoy the music. There's lots of other things you can do. We can talk crafts some other time if you want to go there. We can go baking. We can go all over the place. But for now, we're sticking with music. So stay safe. Keep those hands clean. But really, just keep rocking on. See you the next time.